Tonight, the Riders' focus falls on the future as the players depart. The province provides funding for winter warm-up shelters in Regina. And a bail hearing for the man accused in a highway shooting begins.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. After 2.5 days of partying, today it was time for the Riders to say goodbye. The teams cleaned out their lockers, a moment made a little bit easier with the Grey Cup nearby. Donovan Mace has more on what the Riders had to say, with a lot of players set to become free agents next year, and that includes quarterback Trevor Harris.
Players may be packing their things into garbage bags. But the way the 2025 season ended for the Saskatchewan Roughriders is anything but.
It doesn't feel like a normal garbage bag day when you get sent home early, but it definitely feels weird because you're still leaving your boys.
While still riding the high of a Grey Cup championship, this day remains bittersweet as the team's final day together draws to an end.
My kids are gonna call them uncle. Like these are friends for a lifetime. You know, and I'm happy that we got to accomplish something.
I do. I want to be back. Want to do it again. Love you guys. Love coming to work. Love seeing you guys.
The biggest question remains the future of a 39-year-old quarterback fresh off a Grey Cup MVP performance.
I don't think this will take long. The only thing that I try and maintain is that if I do come back, that the same exact drive, the same exact motivation, the same exact work ethic, if not more, will be there.
Any time that he may need to make that decision for himself and his family, I think everybody understands the kind of sacrifice it is for anybody to go on a journey like this as a football player, to be the quarterback of the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Harris, not the only player contemplating what is next.
You never know if you're going to be back. You never know with some family stuff and other decisions. You never know with where the team's at. There's a million things that go into it, and I just haven't got to speak to really anyone.
It's been, my goal was to always, play at least a decade here and win a Grey Cup. And, time flies. I mean, I'm 36 right now. I'll be 37 next September. So, I feel great body-wise. I feel like I could keep playing.
Riders GM Jeremy O'Day is expected to speak with media next week as the team looks towards the off-season with hopes of keeping the cup in Saskatchewan. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Regina's emergency shelters are gearing up for the winter. Extra beds are being added and warm-up centers are preparing to open. Today, the provincial government announced additional funding to keep the homeless safe during cold winter weather. Wayne Mantika has those details.
People who rely on Regina's Carmichael outreach are pleased that government funding is in place to keep the doors open all night.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We can't rent apartments and, they won't rent to us at all.
The provincial government has offered $1.1 million to the city of Regina to provide around-the-clock warm-up centers for the winter. It could add to the number of places available.
This represents a significant increase from previous years, and I want to thank our provincial partners for recognizing the scale of need and stepping forward with this commitment.
It's part of a 3-year, $20 million package of additional provincial funding that will be shared amongst municipalities across Saskatchewan.
This additional investment will build on programs and services already in place that will provide multi-year funding for community-led responses to homelessness.
Regina's new emergency shelter will be expanded from 50 to 55 permanent spaces.
It is a need. We see a high turnaway number, so this is good for us. This allows for RISS and the New Beginning Shelter to operate and to really start to see and hopefully address, I think, some of the needs that we know exist in our community.
The NDP believe there should be more focus on permanent housing.
I think what would be better is to maybe open up the thousands of Sask housing units that sit empty throughout the province, rather than wasting taxpayers' dollars putting them up in these hotels temporarily, having more of a kind of a lasting solution.
The government says it will continue to spend money in areas that have demonstrated progress and are having a positive impact. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
And morning. Sabine joins us for our first look at weather and things above seasonal right now. We've been having that for the last couple weeks across Saskatchewan.
Yeah, depending on where you were today, though, it either felt like spring. Many parts of southern Saskatchewan seeing a lot of that rain. Just to the north of us, though, in the Saskatoon area, freezing rain and snow. Looking not quite like a winter wonderland, but a little bit more just because they are now dealing with some of that snow on the ground. Regina didn't see any of that. We just dealt with the rain. And even the overnight temperatures I took a look at, we didn't even drop below zero overnight. So we've had some above seasonal temperatures, above zero temperatures continuing throughout the day today. And that is expected to continue. Even our current temperatures, some right now still sitting above zero, 3 in Maple Creek, 1 in Regina and Moose Jaw. And then eventually, gradually, as we get further into the northern parts of the province, those temperatures start to cool down. Now, the average is usually about -1, -2. We actually did warm up to 3.7, so 4 degrees late this afternoon, and the warmer temperatures will just continue throughout the weekend, but there is a little bit of snow on the way, and I'll talk about that in your forecast. Lee?
Thank you, Sabine. The Meadow Lake Tribal Council is issuing an urgent plea to both the provincial and federal government, saying policing in northern Saskatchewan is broken and is putting lives at risk. Leaders say long RCMP response times and increasing gang activity have created what they call a chaotic situation. Carla Shinkaruk has more.
The drug epidemic is unprecedented. Everything is uncontrolled. It's like the Wild West.
Roy Cheecham is a tribal counselor with the Clearwater River Dene First Nation. He says the situation is critical with safety in question.
When you call for police assistance, they're understaffed. They don't have time.
Members of the Meadow Lake Tribal Council explained at a news conference Wednesday the crisis facing their communities with the lack of law enforcement.
Why is it in northern Saskatchewan and First Nations people, we have 2,000 people and there's not a police force there?
The communities pay for their own security to try to keep people safe, over $1 million a year in some cases, with RCMP detachments in neighboring areas. Response time for RCMP to get to some of the more remote areas is over an hour, according to Chief Jeremy Norman.
Best case scenario, you're getting robbed. You're going to be waiting an hour and 15 minutes. That's if the call was answered and they jump in the vehicle right now.
RCMP told CTV News this in an email. A number of factors influence response times, such as geographical challenges with vast size of many of the detachment areas, road and weather conditions, call severity, volume, and level of urgency of other calls at the time. Some here explain that unlawful residents are often evicted from the First Nation, but it doesn't fix the situation.
It's not one issue. It's a combination of issues. But today we're here for safety.
The Provincial Marshal Service is one of the resources this group would like to see utilized more in their communities.
This is a cry out to the governments. Look at your people of Canada need help. And that's what we're here to ask for. We're here to ask the governments to step up now.
The province told CTV News that they recognize the concerns being raised and they're committed to working with leadership and the RCMP across the province and advancing First Nations policing. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A man charged in the shooting death of a Weyburn woman made an appearance in court today to learn if he will receive bail. More than a dozen friends and family of those involved attended the Weyburn court hearing. Details on the case remain under a publication ban until Fallman's eventual trial. Now, we know that back on September 12th, Tanya Myers was in a moving vehicle outside of Weyburn when she was hit by a bullet. On November the 1st, Fallman was charged with manslaughter in connection with Myers' death. 2 weeks later, the manslaughter charge was upgraded to second-degree murder. Now, Fallman's bail hearing will likely conclude tomorrow. A boy under the age of 12 has died after an ATV rollover in east central Saskatchewan. According to Wadena RCMP, it happened on the Fishing Lake First Nation around 6 p.m. on Tuesday. 4 kids were riding an ATV when it rolled. One passenger, a boy under the age of 12, was taken to hospital. He was later declared dead. His family has been notified. The driver and 2 other passengers did not report serious injuries to police. A drug alert has been issued for Regina due to a high number of suspected overdoses. According to the Regina Fire and Protective Services, some of those who bought the drugs believed they were getting crystal meth. Instead, it was a drug containing fentanyl and other unknown opioids, creating a high risk of overdose, unconsciousness, and cardiac arrest. In some cases, first responders have had to use multiple doses of naloxone and hospital intervention. Officials emphasize all illegal drugs can pose serious health risks. Regina City councilors are hearing from several delegates right now asking the city to keep Regina's street team as is. At Wednesday's city council meeting, delegates say the street team should continue independently and not be moved entirely under the city's responsibility. However, the city proposes to develop its own well-being and homelessness group, setting aside more than $1 million in its budget to address community safety, its plan to end homelessness, and its encampment response plan. Earlier in the meeting, council also approved plans to build a multi-family residential building along with permitting manufactured homes across the city. The new apartment building will be replacing the former Canadian Blood Services building located on the northeast corner of Broad Street and Broadway Avenue, with more than 100 rental units and underground parking planned. The current building will soon be demolished, with construction planned for spring of 2026. If you're looking at getting a new set of tires, you'll soon be paying a bit more for tire recycling, according to the Saskatchewan NDP. They are calling attention to the issue this week with the Tire Stewardship Saskatchewan set to raise its tire recycling fees. The fees help the independent not-for-profit organization pay for scrap tire recycling. The money does not go to the province. The NDP is calling for the province to step in and scrap the increase, linking the incoming jump to changes in who processes scrap tires in the province.
And now we see the Sask Party turning around, as they always do, and downloading the costs of their own mismanagement onto drivers and taxpayers in Saskatchewan.
For most vehicles, the previous fees were either $5 or $14 per tire, with higher fees for heavier-duty industrial tires. That means a 30% increase would equal about an extra $1.50 per tire for most customers. The First Nations University students had a chance to look into police jobs around the prairies. National stations such as the Canadian Armed Forces were there, along with police from Edmonton, Brandon, and Medicine Hat. Paramedics in Regina were also on site, and just an hour and a half from Regina, the File Hills First Nation, like many, looking for officers.
I know when I applied, I was 19, and this is what I wanted to do. And so even becoming a special constable is a great first step into policing. And of course, it's not just like constables or officers. It can be any type of law enforcement, whatever. Like, could be corrections or protective services, whatever it may be.
Only 20 years old, File Hills has 8 officers, 2 reservists, and 5 special constables. And a reminder, nominations open for the Regina Citizen of the Year presented by CTV. The award is given each year to an individual who exemplifies excellence in community service. To find out how to nominate someone, guides are available on our website. The deadline to submit your nomination is Friday, December 5th, and we'll announce this year's winner on New Year's Eve. Still ahead, a former Canadian Olympian is on the FBI's Most Wanted. Plus, U.S. Congress votes to release all of the Jeffrey Epstein files. A media briefing in Washington today involving the RCMP, FBI, and the Department of Justice. They are on the hunt for Ryan Wedding, a one-time Canadian Olympic snowboarder who's now on the FBI's Most Wanted list. Mike Couture on the new charges and a hunt for the fugitive.
The reward for Wedding's arrest has been upped to $15 million American, a significant amount for someone that law enforcement says is a major drug kingpin.
Ryan Wedding is a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar.
Law enforcement in Canada and the U.S. are calling the former Canadian Olympic snowboarder the leader of a transnational criminal enterprise. In addition to reportedly shipping truckloads of cocaine across North America, the FBI and U.S. Justice Department are now charging Ryan Wedding with 2 additional counts of witness tampering, intimidation, and money laundering.
Wedding is also accused of murdering a federal witness after he was indicted in 2024.
U.S. officials allege Wedding used semi-trucks to import 60 tons of cocaine annually into the U.S. That amount of drugs is the same weight as 40 standard cars.
Ryan Wedding is extremely dangerous. He's extremely violent, and he's extremely wealthy. He's being protected by the Sinaloa cartel, along with others in the country of Mexico.
American law enforcement has been working with the RCMP because of his links to Canada and his alleged connection to 4 murders in Ontario. It's believed his vast network includes a former Mexican law enforcement officer and money launderers from Italy and the UK.
Fugitive Ryan Wedding remains one of the top threats to Canadian public safety, and as per the previous indictment, continues to run an over $1 billion a year criminal enterprise.
While increasing the reward for his arrest to $15 million, U.S. law enforcement is asking for the public's help to find Wedding.
Please understand that he might change his hair color, his appearance, and do anything to avoid capture, but someone like Ryan Wedding is going to stick out in Mexico.
With today's indictment, U.S. law enforcement says approximately 36 people have been indicted, and they warn Ryan Wedding that his days are numbered. Mike Lecoulteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
Israel carried out strikes targeting what it says were militants who attacked its forces. Hospitals in Gaza say at least 21 Palestinians were killed in the strikes, which hit areas on both sides of the yellow line that split the enclave in two under last month's ceasefire. Israel says militants had fired on its forces earlier in the day with no casualties. Hamas and Israel have accused each other of violating the terms of the truce on matters like the return of hostage remains and the flow of aid into Gaza. And at least 25 people are dead after a Russian strike on apartment buildings in western Ukraine. Officials said the death toll could rise with dozens missing and wounded. Russia launched the attack on Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky as he traveled for talks in Turkey intended to help revive peace negotiations. Now, sources tell Reuters that the U.S. has told Zelensky he must accept a framework to end the war, proposing Kyiv give up territory and some weapons. A European official said any deal must consider Ukraine's position. The White House did not comment on the reports. And the bill to force the Justice Department to release all its records on a late convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, is ready to be signed by President Trump after making it through Congress with overwhelming support. With more and when the files will be released, here's Joy Malvin.
The Senate has passed the bill under unanimous.
For these survivors, this was a long time coming, rejoicing after Congress voted overwhelmingly to force the Justice Department to release government files on Jeffrey Epstein's crimes.
One of the best days of my life, to feel seen, validated, and heard for the first time.
It's been 5 administrations, almost 30 years of fighting this, and it's just, this is amazing.
It's estimated more than 1,000 girls were abused in Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking ring. The bill to release the records expected to be signed into law by the president, who for weeks resisted and has the power to do it now, but bristled when asked why he doesn't.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right.
The bill compels the Justice Department to make public the Epstein records within 30 days. But President Trump demanded new investigations that could delay or stop their release, singling out Democrats like former President Bill Clinton and former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers when pressed on a timeline.
Information that has come for there's information, that new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads.
Many of the survivors just want the truth to finally come out, asking the president for the complete release of all the Epstein-related files without delay or redactions. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
Wes Cates passes along his final thoughts on the Riders' Grey Cup win and the plan to repeat coming up after the break.
All right, my turn to talk. Let's take a look at what you can expect for your forecast heading into this evening and at least for the next couple of days. It was a beautiful day in the Queen City. We did warm up to about 4 degrees late this afternoon. Currently sitting at +1. Winds just over 15 kilometers an hour, but they are currently gusting closer to 30. So perhaps it will feel cooler, but there is no wind chill value right now. So it is just +1 outside. And as we continue into the rest of the week and into the weekend, we'll still see those temperatures actually around this range. And then by the time we get into the beginning of next week, we'll see those temperatures drop. And I'll show you that in your 7-day forecast. But again, as we've been talking about, in terms of active weather, we didn't really have much coming through parts of southern Saskatchewan or most of Saskatchewan. Most of it was cloud cover, cloudier conditions for much of the day. We did have some precipitation earlier today, mostly in the form of rain, some freezing rain that stayed kind of in the Saskatoon area as it continued to make its way into the northeast. Now, what's to come? This is what's to come. We'll continue to see the cloud cover clearing out heading into Manitoba by later this evening. Just a little bit more of that cloud cover heading that way. And then by tomorrow morning, most of southern Saskatchewan continuing to see clear conditions. We'll see mostly sunny conditions for much of the day. We will see a little bit more of that cloud cover, though, return as we head into tomorrow evening. It doesn't look like it'll be as a heavier cloud cover to start the day. And then we'll continue to see the cloud cover return as we head into Friday morning. You can see that. But the next couple of days, tomorrow looking a little bit more sunny, and then by near the end of the week, we'll see those the conditions start to get a little cloudier. But we're still expecting a mix of sun and cloud by Friday as well. So, and then you can continue to see that cloud cover clearing out. There is a low pressure system coming from Alberta, mostly a mix of freezing rain and snow. You can kind of see the tail end of it in northern Saskatchewan areas around Prince Albert. We'll see that come through Friday morning into Friday afternoon as well. But again, central southern Saskatchewan, only thing we're really dealing with is that cloud cover for the rest of this week and heading into the weekend. And then, yeah, you can see the start of your Saturday, just a little bit of cloud cover in parts of the parts of southern Saskatchewan and some scattered precipitation, but nothing that's going to leave large totals or accumulation. Temperatures, yes, cooler in parts of La Loche and La Ronge, -8. Again, looking at the almanac earlier, the average daytime high for parts of southern Saskatchewan at least are about -1, -2. So -8, closer to the average for northern Saskatchewan, La Loche. La Ronge -5, -2 for Prince Albert, -1 in a mix of sun and cloud for Lloydminster, and then -2 for North Battleford, Saskatoon, and Yorkton, seeing +2 as the expected daytime high. Still expecting to see more sunshine tomorrow and even sunnier in the southwest there. Maple Creek, 8 degrees tomorrow, 7 for Swift Current, 6 and sunny for Moose Jaw in the southeast. Similar conditions, 6 and sunny for Weyburn and Assiniboia, and 5 and sunny for Estevan. For tonight, we're going to cool down a bit, getting closer to that average low of about -11, -12. So -9 tonight, seeing some clouds roll in. Tomorrow, mainly sunny, +3 is the expected daytime high. And this is what we can expect for your next 7 days. So yeah, the rest of this week heading into the weekend, we're going to continue to see temperatures well above the average. 3 degrees, mainly sunny tomorrow, 4 in a mix of sun and cloud by Friday, mainly sunny and +6 on Saturday, 5 in a mix of sun and cloud on Sunday. And then as your work week starts on Monday, expect some scattered flurries on Monday. In total, between the day and evening, could see about 1 centimeter of snow. 1 degree is your expected high. Tuesday, we could see more snow return. -9 is the expected high. Snowfall total is 1 to 3 centimeters by Wednesday, -10 and mostly cloudy.
And welcome to a championship edition of X's and O's with Wes Cates. Wes, the Riders winning their 5th title in franchise history. And there were a lot of big plays that led to that victory, more so the big one, the Shea Patterson fumble led by Tavon Campbell, knocking the ball out. Marcus Sales recovering it on the goal line. That really was the turning point in this game. But in general, how did the Riders win this game in your mind?
You know what? I think they kind of had a good game plan, kind of stuck to what was working. I think they got the offensive line and A.J. Ouellette involved early. They really didn't go down the field with the passing game. They really dinked and dunked and screen gamed. You know, Montreal, they get them running around, get them chasing, and then once, you know, they kind of established the run, then I think they went to the air and kind of let Trevor Harris do his thing. And I was hoping they kind of went with that approach, because the run game has been going well. And I also wanted to see Trevor be able to put his stamp on it. So too bad he didn't get a touchdown out of the bunch, but Tommy Stevens played a big role. Obviously, the defense with those timely turnovers, you know, Sales gets a pick early on a ball that could have went for 6, and then also Campbell getting a pick, and them two being involved in that turnover on the goal line. So it was just an all-around great team game.
Now, something you mentioned was having 4 Americans on the offensive line. Logan Ferland was the only Canadian. They were allowed to do that because they had 4 starting Canadian receivers. A.J. Allen as a ratio breaker at linebacker, and Tavon Campbell in the secondary. They only needed 1 more Canadian, which ended up in Ferland. And you could see the difference. The holes that A.J. Ouellette was seeing, there were some massive holes against a pretty good Montreal Alouette defense. And you're saying you're kind of surprised maybe could that be a trend now? Maybe that look for the Canadian receivers and try to boost up that offensive line?
Well, I definitely think that there's a trick between getting Americans up here at all positions, but definitely at O-line. You know, it's hard to teach size. So I think that Jeremy O'Day has done a great job of enticing American O-linemen to come up here that are quality linemen. Obviously, if you can find great Canadians at the O-line, which they're out there, but they're a little more few and far between. Ferland is you know, diamond in the rough. And I think him being at that center spot and then being able to lean on those American O-linemen that have kind of done more of that ground and pound that you get from the States definitely help with the run game. And then obviously the fact that we have those Canadian receivers that are all studs and capable of playing at a high level. And so, you know, I think Sam Emilus could be the best receiver in the league. And there's a lot of other Canadians that are just really starting to sprout on this roster. So you think of some of the youth that there is at Canadian receiver, the way that Jeremy O'Day was able to tweak this roster with Corey Mace to put that type of skill set out there. And really, I mean, for the most part, dominated that game. Montreal did a great job of battling back and making it interesting. And yeah, that's just kind of the way it goes. There's some great management by the Riders this year.
Yeah, and you got to give it to Jeremy O'Day. He was on a hot seat a couple of years ago, but you look at all the Canadians that they had out there. Samuel Emilus, draft pick. Keen Schaefer-Baker, draft pick. Ajoajo, draft pick. A.J. Allen, ratio breaker, a draft pick. And Tavon Campbell, I know he was a free agent, but he wasn't on a lot of radars. Nobody was thinking about that move, and then he pulled that off and was able to get an experienced corner. So you got to give him credit. So he did a fantastic job this year. But what is he looking at next year now? Because now that the parade's over, it's thinking next year and how they try to repeat.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, because when you're a championship team, everybody's had a great season. So really, everybody deserves a little bump in the money, but that's not really going to happen. I think that you're obviously looking at that receiving core. You have a lot of guys that contributed that are now going to be free agents. You know, you think of Keyshawn Johnson and Dante Myers. They're both free agents. So are you going to be able to get 1 or 2 of those guys back? I think Sam Emilus and Schaefer-Baker are also free agents. So, I mean, obviously, I think Sam Emilus is your top priority at that position. And then there's going to be some other spots along the line. I think first and foremost, though, Lee, we got to get Trevor Harris to either pee or get off the pot. Like, do you want to come back or don't you? So we can kind of build around you, right? I think he's coming back, too. But I'm just saying, just make it known so that we can get to work and try to build another team around you. Maybe if you want to bring up a pay cut.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trevor,
bring in some more.
After a performance like that, over 80% completion, you got to think Trevor Harris is going to think, if his family's in, let's do another ride. And if he can just keep going a little bit longer until maybe Curtis Rourke is ready to come back from the NFL, the Riders might be set for quarterback for a while. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, great season. This is your first championship X's and O's we did. So congrats to the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and we'll see you next season on another edition of X's and O's.
X's and O's, brought to you by Campion College at the University of Regina.
Still ahead, an inside look at the Riders' Grey Cup parade as the team parties like it's 1989.
Wardrobe consideration in part by Colin O'Brien Men's Shop.
The official celebration might be over, but the joy in Riderville will last a lifetime for some. Yesterday's parade did cap off the team's post-game festivities. Donovan May shows us some of the behind-the-scene moments at the Legislative Building.
A party starting Sunday night in Manitoba.
And most importantly, how about your mother Saskatchewan Rough Riders?
Has spilled into Saskatchewan.
Just look at this. Let's go!
Bringing the Grey Cup home.
When we first came to Saskatchewan, we knew it was going to be crazy, but this is something else.
We've always had the best fans in the league, and now we've got the best dang team in the league to match you guys.
It's the first time since 2013 the Green Mile has flooded Regina streets. Just to get a glimpse of the cup. And players have stood high above a sea of green. What was the view like out there?
The best view in the world. It's unbelievable. It's so cool. Rider Nation's the best. Green everywhere. Green beautiful. And that's all I want to see.
The Riders sharing the cup with fans. And with Rider royalty, Angie Reed raising the cup for her late husband, George.
The roots to my grandpa, the roots to me, like, it's a full circle moment. Dream come true.
To be here right now and see all the people out, see all the fans, this is incredible. This is incredible. Look at this, man. We do this for everybody.
And the goal to not wait another 12 years to have it happen again.
This is our 5th title, but something we've never done is go back-to-back. So let's go ahead and start talking about that.
Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
So the Grey Cup and the Canadian Bowl have been won by Saskatchewan teams in the same year before. This weekend, though, the U of S Huskies are playing in the Vanier Cup in Regina. A win, and it would be the first time ever all 3 football titles belong to Saskatchewan. Hallie Mandrick has more on the Huskies as they prepare to face the University of Montreal.
The last time the University of Saskatchewan Huskies football team hoisted the Vanier Cup above their heads, current head coach Scott Flory was on the team.
I just remember the focused team. I remember, a team that was a little bit on a mission, and I see a lot of the similarities in this group than to the group that we had then. There's a core group of 5th-year guys that we had back then that I think we see now as well that are playing with an edge and that are leading that locker room.
Now, the Huskies are preparing to fight for the Cup once again, and with a unique similarity to the Grey Cup, as once again it will be Saskatchewan against Montreal, this time for a national championship in Regina.
They're a great team. They deserve to be in this position, and I think just like we've seen in so many weeks, they just have a lot of great athletes, and they're very well coached. So I think for us, just playing our game and just sticking to the game plan on Saturday.
While the Huskies haven't won the Vanier since 1998, the team has played in that final game 6 times since then. Most recently in 2022, and many of those on the Huskies starting lineup remember the feeling of coming so close to the Cup in their earlier years on the team.
I learned it's an honor to be there. It's a great accomplishment just to even just scratch the surface of getting there. So just super proud that we were able to execute all season long and just get to this point. Really, we know the job's not quite finished, so we're still locked in for that.
As their final game draws near, many 5th-year players are reflecting on the legacy they hope their season will leave on the Huskies organization.
Having the experience I've been able to accumulate, I think it's just translating that to the young guys that you got to appreciate how much work you put in, the 365 that you waited to get to this moment, and really embrace that all that work is actually paying off, that you've done all those things to get you here.
Kickoff for the Vanier Cup will take place at 1 p.m. at Mosaic Stadium in Regina on Saturday. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Regina's public and Catholic schools have partnered with Regina Minor Football to launch a football academy in the Queen City. Jacob Carr has the details.
The Regina Football Academy was unveiled Wednesday at Leibel Field. The program will provide student athletes in grades 9 through 11 a mixture of football coaching and academic credit.
Yeah, I think more coaching will obviously help, and I think that in the academy you'll have more opportunities to show what you have, I'm pretty sure, and more teams could look out and reach out to you in that sense.
The academy is set to get underway in the 2nd semester of the 2026-27 school year, and Regina Minor Football says the The lessons taught in the program will mirror the core values of the organization.
The teaching discipline, relationship, commitment, sacrifice, all the important things that make you better football people, but also make you better individuals.
Regina Public and Catholic schools say they are excited to continue to grow their partnership with Regina Minor football, co-mingling athletics with academics.
We can't wait to see our student athletes take the field and score big in the classroom. Very excited. And as an alumni of University of Saskatchewan Huskies program, go Huskies, go with the Vanier Cup.
The announcement comes at an appropriate time as Saskatchewan has been a football success hotbed in recent weeks, with the Saskatoon Hilltops winning the Canadian Bowl, the Saskatchewan Roughriders winning the Grey Cup, and the U of S Huskies in the Vanier Cup on Saturday. High school students say provincial success is inspiring.
I think it's very exciting because I, for one, look up to them and want to improve and be the best football player, you know?
According to Academy organizers, the next steps are to gauge high school student and parent interest to determine the size and scope of the Academy. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
WHL, the Regina Pats begin their U.S. road swing tonight in Spokane. First overall pick and local product Maddox Schultz did not make the trip as he's currently dealing with an upper body injury. However, third overall draft pick Liam Pugh is expected to be in the lineup tonight. Pats have found their game recently with 6 wins and 2 extra time points in her last 10 games. Game time is 9:05 SAS time. 620 CKRM, of course, has radio broadcast.
Jacobson moving to the middle. Wrist shot off a shin pad. Brzezinski scores.
Grayson Brzezinski had a pair of goals, including the game winner. Brandon Wheat Kings beat the Warriors 6-4. Moose Jaw's lost 3 straight and are now below the 500 mark. Next game is Saturday in Moose Jaw versus the Swift Current Broncos.
Still ahead, interest in dash cams is surging in Saskatchewan.
Take a look at your rural forecast for tomorrow. Again, we're starting to get closer into the seasonal range for many parts tomorrow. -2 expected for many areas, and along with -3 for Melfort and Meadow Lake, -2 for Spiritwood, Watrous, -1 for Hudson Bay and for Lloydminster. And then we start to climb above 0. 3 degrees, mainly sunny for Kindersley and Outlook. Wynyard +1 and sunny, and closer to the southern border, even warmer temperatures. 8 and sunny for Maple Creek, 6 and sunny for Cornack and Assiniboia, 5 and mainly sunny for Leader and Rockland, 4 degrees for Broadview, Carlisle, East End, Cypress, and Lumsden, Pilot Butte, Rosetown, 3 degrees. If we take a closer look at Cut Knife, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available through SaskTel tomorrow, -2 is the expected high tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine, but that -2 will also have a wind chill of about -4 as your daytime high.
Yorkton City Council passed an amendment to its fire bylaw earlier this week. The amended bylaw sets caps for cost recovery for emergency charges at $5,000 for residential and $50,000 for commercial properties. There is no cap for industrial and agricultural properties. The mayor said similar caps are in place across the province, and the city's been working on the amendment since the previous council. He clarified taxes pay for the first fire truck that shows up and all the fire suppressants needed. This new bylaw is for over-the-top cases, which takes up about 14% of all fire events.
But this creates a bit of an insurance for the city so that if there is, a larger scale fire that happens, the additional fees aren't bore by the entire community paying more in taxes, essentially. It actually keeps that a bit lower, and then the person's individual insurance will help cover those additional charges.
The new caps are in effect starting today. The mayor encourages anyone that wants to learn more about the amendment to check the Yorkton's Shape Your City website. As Saskatchewan settles into winter road conditions, more drivers are turning to dashboard cameras. A report from market research firm Grand View Horizon suggests that dashcam market in Canada growing by about 9% a year, with revenue expected to reach $258 million by 2030. Dashcams can help with security and insurance claims, capturing moments like this crash last month in Saskatoon, which spread quickly online. A retail analyst says these videos shared on social media are a driving force behind the dash cam sales.
People share all kinds of videos, and those videos might not even be in Canada, but suddenly people are nervous about it. They see the social video, they think, my God, I don't want to, I don't want someone to back into me on the street and then try to extort me, or I don't want someone pretending to jump on my hood like I hit them. I need proof.
And with growing interest, Best Buy expects dash cams to be one of the hot items this Black Friday. That's just next week. Holidays are coming. Markets both on the way up today. The TSX up 241 points, Dow Jones by 47 points. As for that Canadian dollar, it went down 0.4 cents to 71.13 cents US. Commodities, gold up $10.74. West Texas Intermediate crude down $1.42, while Western Canadian Select crude was up 72 cents. Gas right now in Regina, unfortunately, it jumped up. It's now at most places for $1.32.9 cents per liter.
NVIDIA reported results for its third quarter, reporting revenue of $57 billion US, easily beating expectations. That's a 62% increase from revenue in the same period last year. The solid report expected to revive confidence in technology stocks, which have been dragged down by nervous investors. They worry about how the billions of dollars being spent on AI infrastructure will turn into revenue. NVIDIA's report pushed its share price up in after-hours trading. Metro reported earnings today. Food and pharmacy sales are up for the grocery store chain. Total sales came in at over $5 billion, but Metro had to spend more than $22 million to deal with an issue at a frozen food distribution center. The mechanical problem led to a shutdown of the center for 2 months. Fewer Canadians are falling behind on mortgage payments. Canada Mortgage and Housing Corps says the delinquency rate dropped in the second quarter. Repayment trends improved in Atlantic Canada, Quebec, and the Prairie provinces, but in Toronto, delinquencies were up 60% from the year before. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Coming up tonight after the newscast, we've got the game show The Floor, followed by Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, The Amazing Race, Big Bang Theory, E-Talk, and then we've got some news. National and then local. If the Grey Cup Championship was enough for one Rider fan from Saskatoon, he got a special call from the head coach himself that made him $1 million richer.
This is not a joke, buddy.
This is not a
joke. You're our 50-50 winner.
You won the 50-50, my man. Let's freaking go.
Yeah, you did.
Let's go, Wade! 1 million, baby!
I think we can confirm Coach Mace's favorite saying. Wade Gasmo of Saskatoon couldn't believe his ears when Coach Mace told him he was the Grey Cup 50-50 jackpot winner, taking home a little more than $1 million. The Saskatchewan Roughrider Foundation's Grey Cup 50-50 jackpot was the largest total in CFL history. Mace joked with Gasmo, saying this meant he needed to buy season tickets for the next few years.
That's his new line. He mentioned that at the parade as well, wants everyone to buy season tickets.
And a Saskatchewan artist is sharing in the celebration of the Riders' Grey Cup win.
Chris Chipak created this piece of artwork featuring the Grey Cup with a feather, the sun, and a bison. He is from the Red Pheasant Fur Cree Nation and is now living in Saskatoon. Says that this piece is a celebration, bringing everything full circle, appreciating that we all celebrate this victory as a province.
He actually did the T-shirts for the Riders as well.
And I think the logo design.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, the logo design.
For the, the Indigenous logos that happened across CFL, but he did the Riders.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Reminder, a programming note to let you know about. Remember when we had NFL football on Thursdays?
It's back.
It's back. So tomorrow there will be no 6 o'clock newscast. However, there will be a 5 o'clock newscast. It won't be provincial. It'll be completely Regina. Saskatoon will have their own 5 o'clock newscast. And of course, the morning show will remain where it is in the late night show. But once again, there will be no 6 o'clock newscast.
See you Friday.